He was really rich now, so he replaced the dog on the chest, closed the door, and called up through the tree, "Now pull me out, you old witch." "Have you got the tinder box?" asked the witch. "No, I declare I quite forgot it." So he went back and fetched the tinder box, and then the witch drew him up out of the tree, and he stood again in the high road with his pockets, his knapsack, his cap, and his boots full of gold. "What are you going to do with the tinder box?" asked the soldier. "That is nothing to you," replied the witch. "You have the money. Now give me the tinder box." "I tell you what," said the soldier, "if you don't tell me what are you going to do with it, I will draw my sword and cut off your head." "No," said the witch. The soldier immediately cut off her head, and there she lay on the ground. Then he tied up all his money in her apron and slung it on his back like a bundle, put the tinder box in his pocket, and walked off to the nearest town. It was a very nice town, and he put up at the best inn and ordered a dinner of all his favorite dishes, for now he was rich and and had plenty of money. The servant who cleaned his boots thought they certainly were a shabby pair to be owned by such a rich gentleman, for he had not yet bought any new ones. The next day, however, he procured some good clothes and proper boots, so that our soldier soon became known as a fine gentleman, and the people visited him and told him all the wonders that were to be seen in the town, and of the king's beautiful daughter, the princess. "Where can I see her?" asked the soldier. "She is not to be seen at all," they said. "She lives in a large copper castle, surrounded by walls and towers. No one but the king himself can pass in or out, for there has been a prophecy that she will marry a common soldier, and the king cannot bear to think of such a marriage." "I should like very much to see her," thought the soldier, but he could not obtain permission to do so. However, he passed a very pleasant time, went to the theatre, drove in the king's garden, and gave a great deal of money to the poor, which was very good of him. He remembered what it had been in olden times to be without a shilling. Now he has rich, had fine clothes, and many friends, who all declared he as a fine fellow and a real gentleman, and all his gratified him exceedingly. But his money would not last forever, and as he spent and gave away a great deal daily, and received none, he found himself at last with only 2 shillings left. So he was obliged to leave his elegant rooms and live in a little garret under the roof, where he had to clean his own boots, and even mend them with a large needle. None of his friends came to see him. There were too many stairs to mount up. One dark evening he had not even a penny to buy a candle. Then, all at once, he remembered that there was a pitch of candle stuck in the tinder box, which he had brought from the old tree, into which the witch had helped him. He found the tinder box, but no sooner had he struck a few sparks from the flint and steel than the door flew open, and the dog, with eyes as big as teacups, whom he had seen while down in the tree, stood before him and said, "What orders, master?" "Hello," said the soldier. "Well, this is a pleasant tinder box. If it brings me all I wish for, bring me some money," said he to the dog. He has gone in a moment, and presently returned, carrying a large bag of coppers in his mouth. The soldiery very soon discovered after this the value of the tinder box. If he struck the flint once, the dog who sat on the chest of copper money made his appearance. If twice, the dog came from the chest of silver, and if 3 times, the dog with eyes like towers, who watched over the gold. The soldier had now plenty of money. He returned to his elegant rooms and repaired in his fine clothes. so that his friends knew him again directly and made as much of him as before. After a while, he began to think it was very strange that no one could get a look at the princess. Everyone says she is very beautiful, thought he to himself. But what is the use of that she is to be shut up in copper castle, surrounded by so many towers? Can I by any means get to see her? Stop. Where is my tinder box? Then he struck a light, and in a moment the dog, with eyes as big as teacups, stood before him. It is midnight, said the soldier, yet I should very much like to see the princess, if only for a moment. The dog disappeared instantly, and before the soldier could even look around, he returned with the princess. She was lying on the dog's back asleep, and looked so lovely that everyone who saw her would know she was a real princess. The soldier could not help kissing her, true soldier as he was. Then the dog ran back with her, with the princess, but in the morning, while at breakfast with the king and queen, she told them what a singular dream she had had during the night, of a dog and a soldier, that he had ridden on the dog's back and been kissed by the soldier.